and we can always come back to it if we need to. So registration, this is what everybody cares about. So they are breaking it up this semester for lots of reasons. But summer registration and fall registration generally are all on the same day. This semester, we are breaking it up, and summer registration will happen next Monday. So next Monday at 7:30 a.m. is when you can log into Webstack and click, add your classes. So 7:30 is when it opens, okay? So it doesn't mean that you should be logging in at 7:30. If you're concerned about getting into courses that may fill up quickly, you should be logged in at 7 and prepared to click add at 7:30. So 7:30 is when it opens. Registration remains open until the registration drop dates. So you could register for your summer courses all the way until the start of the class, or until whenever the add drop deadline is for that summer class, but it will start on Monday, April 13th at 7:30. What you're registering for at that point is anything in the summer that you plan to take. And then I would also suggest for those of you who are planning to graduate in the summer to complete your intent to graduate form at that point. After you've registered for classes and you have a schedule on, you can fill out that form, and then that way I can do a degree audit and make sure that everything looks good for the graduation you intend. I don't know what the dates or deadlines are. I had asked about that and haven't heard back, so I will probably send something out later with that information. But if it's available to you on Webstack to fill out that intent to graduate, go ahead and do it after you've scheduled yourself for summer. So then the fall scheduling, and this PowerPoint I will also put on the Microsoft Teams registration tab so you can go in and peruse through it so you don't have to feel like you have to catch up. But fall registration, instead of being on the 13th, which is next Monday, will actually be next Friday. So April 17th, and it will also be at 7:30. So 7:30 is when registration will open up, and you'll be able to go in and add classes. And again, you'll be able to add classes all the way through until the fall start dates, add drop dates, you'll be able to do that. And so obviously for fall, next Friday, you will be registering for fall courses only. I mean, at that point, if you wanted to go in and adjust your summer, you could do that as well, since it would be past the start of the summer date. But I encourage you to focus on fall so that you're ensuring that you're getting registered quickly and not missing out on classes that you really want to be in. So the who of registration is who registers for what. So any electives that you're wanting to add are what you register for. So if there's a class that's not a core class, you're registering for that. If you have core classes that are the next sort of phase up for you in the summer or in the fall, I register you for those. I send a list to the registrars and we put you in those classes automatically. Now, if you've deviated from the core class schedule in any format, I'll still register you for the upcoming group that you have, but if there's one that you have to take as well or that would be pushed off, your advisor will be pursuing you about that just to make sure that there's clarity on what core classes we need to put you in. But if you've not deviated from the core curriculum at all, and you're just up for the next 2 or the next 3, that will be done automatically for you. And the only thing you would need to do is add any electives that you want to take. The capstone is also registered for by you. So for those of you who are planning on taking the capstone in the summer, that will be registered for by you. You will need to go in and select the Management 5321 course for summer. Right now it is listed as 560S. If we come to registration day and it's still listed as that, just add that one. But I need to follow up with the registrar because the title needs to change. It's an old course code. So anyway, regardless, you guys register yourself for the capstone if that's what you plan on doing. Registration is done using Webstack. I don't want to play this right now. I want you guys to be able to take time to go through it. But it's a little video that just sort of walks you through how to utilize Webstack. Those of you who have done it before obviously may not necessarily need it unless you want a refresher, but if you're curious because you've not registered using Webstack before, I encourage you to watch it. Now, granted, it was done a few years ago, so I think the layout of Webstack's a little different now than what they have in the video, but the concepts are still the same. Additionally, it was done kind of to assist overall population, so it caters mainly to undergrads. So I would say watch it through 2 minutes and 33 seconds, and then fast forward to 5 minutes and 16 seconds, and then that'll be most applicable to you. But if you want to watch the whole thing, you're welcome to do that as well. Again, this will be in Microsoft Teams, so you can go click on the link and watch it at a more convenient time for you. So the 13th and the 17th, 13th, next Monday is summer registration, and then the 17th is fall registration. Any questions on registration, when, what, who, where, how? The one thing I didn't, oh, Kelsey, there you are.
Yeah, quick question. Do we know when the summer and fall elective courses are going to be finalized?
We don't.
Okay.
From what I understand is they had a glitch that couldn't be worked out because we moved to remote right as they were posting all the classes. And so I've just been told that the registrar will notify us when they are all up. I think there's also work to be done to finalize stuff with some of the faculty who are maybe remote at this point or traveling or whatever the case may be. So they're supposed to notify us, and then as soon as they let us know that they're all up, I plan on sending a mass email out to you all to say, hey, everything that's there is what's going to be there. And the document that I do have that Jan would have sent out that has summer classes and also fall classes, that's in Microsoft Teams, and that's updated to what's there now.
Okay.
I'm going to try and update that sheet as time goes on, as I see things being added. I'm going to update those sheets so that they're in line with what's posted on WebStack for you as well. So note that the summer one should be pretty complete. I don't think there's anything missing out of the summer sheet that I've created, but the fall might have a few items that are missing out of it still. So definitely look at WebStack until I send the email out saying classes are finalized. You may want to toggle between WebStack and the sheets that I give you because the sheets might take a little time for me to update to what's going on WebStack. So good question. The other thing to note is that anything happening with the CEL, just be aware of any courses that are connected with them that would require application. Generally, CEL courses require an application process, and you would want to pursue that over just registering. Just registering for a class that's directed by the CEL doesn't necessarily mean you get into it. You would also need to apply, and then they would determine whether you get into it. I mean, you can also always enroll and wait list, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're in the class if they have a specific application process. So just be aware of that. Any other questions before I move on to resources? And I'm always available for individualized advising sessions. If you're just like, well, I have this really specific weird question I want to ask in front of everybody, set up an appointment with me. We can chat more. If you want me to walk through classes with you, Linda, I know I still have to work on your electives selections. So feel free to reach out about an advising session.
Erica, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Just wondering, Microsoft Teams, where do we find the files for the summer and fall courses?
So if you go into Microsoft Teams, you should be added to the registration channel. Do you see that one?
No.
Okay, maybe I need to add you to it. Pause everyone for just a moment. Well, never mind. I can't make it happen. Here, I'm going to write your name down, Maggie, and I'll come back to it.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, in Microsoft Teams, and Maggie, I may have missed you just because I went through my advisee list first and then did all the other PMBAs. But in the Microsoft Teams, there should be a channel that says PMBA, and then there should be a registration channel underneath that that has the files all located. So I'll try and make sure that your name is in there so that you can access it. And if it's already there, I'll send you the link so you can get to it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So we will move on from there to resources. These are resources that are helpful for you within the registration process. They're not mandated by any means, but they are things that could be helpful and just make your experience more robust. The first one is the Weston Career Center with Ann Peterson, who is wonderful and amazing. I keep trying to kind of push her on you guys just because she's there and she's willing to be helpful and willing to engage you all with career coaching, resume development. They do a lot of special events. I know that she was sending emails out with resources and about what Mary and Franz were doing. And then obviously the Olin Connect tool that they use, like for personality things and connecting you with jobs and different things like that. So I highly encourage you to shoot her an email if you're doing the MBA for a specific career, or if you're doing the MBA and you're not really sure, sort of vocationally, you're sort of confused, you're not really sure how to transition into a different role, if that's where you're at, Anne can be a huge help, and the people in the Western Career Center can be a huge help to you. So I encourage you to reach out to them, reach out to Anne specifically. If you just send her an email at that email address and just say, hey, here's where I'm at. Is there anything you can help me with? She'll be more than happy to help. So I encourage you to reach out to her. She's specifically the PMBA career coach. So she's all yours. Next is Center for Experiential Learning. I neglected to put their email on here, but I did put their campus groups page, which is where most of their information is, on that Microsoft Teams channel. I tried to put everything registration related in that channel, so you could just go click there and find the files, find the websites, whatever you need to do. So they are the office that provides things like the Olin Board Fellows or the Taylor Community Consulting Projects. So they have a lot of really neat hands-on types of experiences that can give you course credits. Some of them, the ones I just mentioned, Olin Board Fellows and Taylor Community Consulting, are the ones that PMBAs use a lot, simply because they are more relative to the PMBA population than some of the other projects. So, but you can look at all the projects. I mean, they're all really cool ways to engage in the community and get some hands-on experience in professional space. So reach out to them. Peter Baumgarten is, I think, the acting director currently, and he's really great as well. So